Hi and welcome back. I'm the Scrawny Bandit and this is the Surplus Corner, and today we're gonna have a look at something special. For those who recognize the holster, you may already know what it is, but yeah, let's have a closer look. So this is an old pistol, and from the silhouette, everybody recognizes it. This is a Luger, but this is not just any Luger. If you see, she has quite the thin barrel. What's up with that? Yes, this is a Swiss Luger. This is one of the first, actually. And yeah, today we're gonna have a closer look at what makes a Swiss Luger and when they were adopted and all that. So yeah, let's dive into it. So let's make sure, take the mag out, that's empty. Chamber is empty as well, gun is safe. So the Swiss were actually the first to adapt the Luger pistol system for their military, for their officers. These are officers only pistols, and they were adopted in 1900 already. So that's why they're named the Pistol 00 or the Pistol 1900/06, and then there's a variant that's the Pistol 06/24 because they updated them step by step. And different to the German Lugers, the Swiss Lugers are all chambered in this little guy, which is 30 Luger for the Americans, or 7.62 by 21 Parabellum or Luger, which is the original Luger cartridge. But as you can see, this is a 9mm. In comparison, it is basically the same size, with the 9mm of course being a little bit fatter. And the great thing about that is these fit in these mags, right? This is a Swiss Luger mag. Well, 9mm also fits in these Swiss Luger mags, and the good thing is it won't chamber. The bad thing is if you go out to the range and shoot a Swiss Luger together with your 9mm pistols, make sure you do not confuse these two, because the 30 Luger will chamber in a 9mm pistol and you can fire it. This happened to me before. And yeah, that's not the greatest for your 9mm barrel, so keep that in mind. But yeah, the Swiss Lugers are the only ones that are chambered in the 30 Luger, and that's because rather early they decided that this 30 Luger caliber is too anemic for like anti-personnel use or stuff like that. So the Germans then in 1908 adopted the 9mm version, which is basically the Luger with the fatter barrel and the Lugers we all know and love. The Swiss adopted them almost a decade earlier. So let's have a closer look. There are 4 models of those, or 4 main models. The first 5,000 were produced by DMW, which produced most of the Luger next to Mauser for Germany as well. They were imported, and then beginning of World War I, the export of Lugers stopped because Germany needed all their Lugers themselves. And after World War I, the Swiss in 1918 started producing their own Lugers in-house. And that is basically then the mod with the first quote-unquote upgrades. So they streamlined the production of the pistol as well as try to keep the costs down more and more. So each iteration is simplified. This is the first quote-unquote simplification, and this is the first batch that was produced in Switzerland. The last DMW Luger that was imported had the serial number 15,216, and all that follow that are then produced in Switzerland, not by DMW, but by the Waffenfabrik Bern, or WMB. And if you look at this one, this has the serial number 15,996. So this is one of the first 500 produced in Switzerland. And the difference you see as well is let me get this here in the camera. In German produced have a Swiss crest here, plus the DMW stamp. And all the Swiss produced one have this much more industrialized Waffenfabrik Bern logo with the small Swiss crest on top. So that's how you recognize them. And I personally like this variant the most because they simplified. They exchanged the grips later on in the 29 model to like more of a synthetic thing. They also got away with the ribbing here on the toggles, as well as the takedown button and the mag release. All these little things were here, they were still present, but for cost reasons they got reduced in follow-up models. So yeah, I'm gonna take her apart next so we can have a look inside and how it all works. So to field strip a Luger, it's rather easy. Make sure you're not unsafe. Then you have to compress the grip safety, press in the barrel, remove or turn around this pin, and then you can pull that out together with the cover, and it slides apart like that. This is the grip, we don't need that. You put this part aside, and then you see on one side the pin holding in the toggle is fatter than the other one. You see that? This is the small part and this is the wide part, so you press that in. You can use a tool or just your fingernails, and then you can pull out this pin, let the spring go, and pull out the toggle. So if you would need to clean your Luger, that's how far you take it apart. Now, this is the toggle with the firing pin and the striker assembly. So this is a striker fire pistol. This is a 107-year-old striker fire pistol with the famous toggle. You can put that aside. So yeah, let's have a look into the barrel. If you have your chances to get your hands on one of these, since these are officer pistols were officer pistols in Switzerland, issued till shortly after World War II, 1949, the P49 was introduced, the SIG 210, also a very famous gun. But if you get your chances to get your hands on one of these, they're not that cheap, but as you can see, this thing is over 100 years old, and the bluing is perfect. You can see here the proof mark from the production, as well as the Swiss crest proof mark from the Swiss Armory when it was taken into service. And if this would have been given out to a private person in Switzerland before it hit quote-unquote the open market, you would find a P stamp next to the serial number on the grip or here on the barrel, which isn't the case here. So this one was surplus directly from the military to the open market. And yeah, let's grab this flashlight real quick. You see the bore of that pistol. It looks basically perfect. So that's what I tried to say. If you ever get the chance to get your hands on one of these, if the bluing outside as well as the grips look fine, these pistols were never used really. Switzerland never was in an armed conflict in the last, I don't know, 700 years or something like that. And these were pistols only issued to officers. So most use they saw were probably during the yearly shooting tests these people had to put down. So most of the time they spent somewhere either in an armory or in a private collection and were never shot more than like 2 mags a year. And it shows. They basically look pristine. If you look at this again, this is a 107-year-old pistol looking brand new. So I'm gonna put her back together and we'll have a look at the trigger and stuff like that, because that's the other cool thing. So yeah, these come the standard, or like all Swiss Luger come with a 120 millimeter barrel, which is a 4-inch barrel, so 4.1 or something inch barrel. And they all come in 7.62 by 21 Luger. And yeah, I'll put it back together because that was something that surprised me greatly. The trigger on these things is amazing. So even if they're a little bit expensive, it's an amazing pickup for like a pistol. I've already shot more than 1,000 rounds through it this year, just because it's so much fun. Only issue is make sure you get one with a mag, because these mags, you can, I think, use 9mm Luger mags as well, but they don't fit that greatly, but they will feed. But other than that, finding these mags is almost impossible. They were issued with 1 or 2 mags, so these go for like $200 a pop. Yeah, but if you get the chance to get your hands on one, very big recommend. So yeah, let me put it back together and we'll try out the trigger. So here we are again. Let's make sure. Chamber is empty. There's no mag in the gun, so pistol is safe. So let's charge her, and that's one positive thing about the later models. The grip safety is much bigger, so much easier to compress. But yeah, let me do it like this. And now see how little it takes to pull that trigger. Let me try that again. It's a very soft, very easygoing trigger, which makes it great for the local competitions. That's one of the big influences you have in all the Swiss guns. Most of them are way in the direction of precision shooting, because the local shooting clubs have a strong, or had a strong lobby in, and a strong say in what goes into military armament, because the military armament built the base for the competitions. So this was used for a long time for the competition shooting. I think by this or next year, it's no longer in the roster. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you have a Swiss Luger? Do you prefer the 9mm? I mean, for like self-defense, it's 8 rounds. So I wouldn't use a Luger for self-defense either way. But yeah, of course, for self-defense, the 9mm wins every time. But I personally like the recoil impulse of the 30 Luger. And here locally, the price is pretty nice. So That speaks for that caliber, but I'm not sure how it is in the rest of the world. Do you like the Swiss Lugers? Do you have one? Let me know in the comments, and yeah, let's see you soon.